Good evening. I'm Dr. Tammy Laughlin. I'll be your instructor for the next 8 weeks. It's great to see you tonight. Tonight I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself, what to expect out of the class, what things should be covered, and what you should know and how the class should help you with your future endeavors. First of all, so let me tell you about myself. I've been teaching at Tuskegee since 2013, and I'm thrilled to be an instructor here at Tuskegee University. A little bit more about myself. I have a PhD in public policy from Auburn University. That's just down the road from Tuskegee. And in that, I've studied economic development, local economic development. So I do have some interest in state and local government. But before then, being an Alabama native, I have my bachelor's degree from the University of North Alabama in Florence uh, with a degree in economics and finance. Then I have a master's degree in business from Troy University, and that emphasis was in economics and economic development. From there, I taught economics for about 10 years, which I enjoyed doing. Then went back and got my PhD in public policy so that I could talk about economic policy. And I'm particularly interested with economic policy on the state and local level. So that's a fun thing, and I'd love to get you uh, interested and involved in state and local government as well. Um, so some of the things that you can expect out of the class. Uh, we're going to have some good discussions. It's going to be an interesting class. I think you're going to find state and local government to be a very interesting topic. I know that a lot of times we think about the national government, but a lot of the folks that go into political science actually end up working in state and local governments. And there's a lot of dynamics, and a lot of the things that we see going on the national level are just, you know, results of things that are happening in local jurisdictions all over the country. So we're going to do some discussion boards. We're going to go over some case studies. You're going to watch some videos and do some analysis. And I think, analysis is a very good skill to pick up. We're going to do a lot of reading and a lot of writing. Well, some reading, some writing, not too much. It's not going to be that bad. Um, but there will be discussion boards every week where you have to give two responses and analyze something. It might be a video, it might be an article, but you'll have to do some analysis. You'll have to do some journals. Anyway, it's going to be really nice, and I think you're going to really enjoy it. You're probably going to need to work about 6 to 10 hours a week to do really well in the course. And for a compressed 8-week course, that's not bad. We will have a couple of exams, a midterm and a final exam in the class. So what are some things that you're going to learn about in state and local government? Well, we're going to learn about, the different parts of the state governments. We're going to talk about state constitutions. We're going to talk about legislatures and governorships, political parties and the state level, interest groups, and how those things work and how they're put together and how the constitutions all affect that. We're also going to talk about the role state governments and that relationship between state governments and federal governments. We're also going to talk a little bit specifically about what goes on in Alabama with uh, the state government. So that's going to be really interesting. One thing that you're going to learn about Alabama is that the state of Alabama has the longest constitution in the world, and Alabama has the longest constitution um, that far exceeds the length in hundreds of thousands of pages over every other state constitution. That's kind of a weird, quirky, interesting thing, and we will concentrate a little bit on Alabama politics, and it's a really interesting, quirky kind of a thing, as you could imagine things would be in Alabama. So we'll have that concentration. So what should you know and what should you learn in state and local government by the time the 8 weeks is over? Well, first of all, you're going to know more about state and local governments and some key um, facts about state and local governments that will give you a better understanding. Another thing is you'll understand some of the work that takes place in state and local governments and um, parts of how that is administered and what some of the important facts are and how states that are close in close proximity to each other will behave in similar fashions and will actually borrow legislation from each other, and how the different time frames that maybe a state constitution was made, how that would affect things, how easy or difficult it would be to amend a state constitution, and does a state constitution need amended, and why would that be? And we're going to learn about legislatures and governorships and state judiciaries. It's all going to be very fascinating. I think you're going to really enjoy it. So you're going to learn a lot of facts, but we're going to do some writing, we're going to do some analysis, and you're going to be able to know the facts about a state and know about their legislature, their governorship, their constitution, and be able to understand why certain policies are implemented and why certain policies are not implemented. And sometimes knowing what's not done, it can be as important as knowing what is done. So at the end of the day, it would inform you a little bit more about what goes on in state governments, and if you are working in state government, give you a little bit more better information to understand how the legislature works, how your department that you may be working for works, and how that all comes together. So I look forward to working with you. I look forward to seeing you. If you need me for anything, by all means, contact me. If it's a particular question about class, I will have an area, a discussion board open for you to ask class questions so that everyone in the class can see the question. That's a very important thing. Also, um, if you have something private you would like to ask me, I am available on email. I will try to answer my emails within 24 hours after within 24 hours of when you've contacted me, um, and also have things graded fairly quickly as well. So anyway, I look forward to working with you. I know I'm going to know some of you guys already, and it's going to be a great class, and I look forward to seeing you. All right. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.